Welcome to Get-sudo. So in today's video we are going to talk about a next generation image format, Avif or AVIF, however you wanna say that. So we are going to talk about this new image format. We're going to talk about its feature and gonna see how it is much more better than other image formats we have. So already there are a lot of image formats out there, how it is much more beneficial than others. So let's talk a little about this newborn image format. So it stands for AV1 image file formats. So AVIF is an extraction from the keyframe of the popular video format AV1, which is developed by Alliance for Open Media. So let's talk about AV1 video codec. So the development of AV codec resulted from the collaboration between Google, SIF and Cisco, who decided to combine their in-house video codec into a single royalty-free video codec to benefit everyone. So being royalty free has been the highlight feature of AV1. So AV1 has been adopted by a lot of tech companies including Google and Netflix. So we will see why these tech companies are using this Avif image format. What we have here is royalty free super compressed image format. So we said that Avif image format is royalty free. So royalty free gives us notion of being it free. But it's not the case. Royalty free images are not free. They are licensed for a price. So these are some sites where you can buy these images. Shutterstock, Getty Images. Although the name might be leading you to think that you can use them without paying and you don't have to pay the royalty. So the free in the royalty free refers to the fact that you don't have to pay the royalty to the owner of the image every time you use the image. So as you can see here, it says small 7,000 rupees, medium 14,000 rupees, including the size of the pixel and DPI. So it says purchase a license. So that is the case with royalty free images. You do have to pay for the rights to use the royalty free photos, but only for once. And then you can use the image as many times as you want. So these are the some websites you can check it out and search for images or buy them. So this was all about royalty free. So now let's talk about the feature of Avif image format. Let's compare Avif. First we're going to compare JPEG with Avif file format. So the image quality produced by JPEG is lower than Avif. So the first point, we have JPEG doesn't have support for animation and transparency, while Avif have got the support for that. And JPEG supports only 8-bit color depth, whereas Avif supports 8, 10 and even 12 bits color depth. Now let's talk about that a little, about the color depth. So when we compare 8, 10 and 12 bit color depth, we're going to see these color profiles are different. You can see the variation here. The 12 bit has a different color range when we compare it to 10 or 8 bit. More bits means more wider color profile range. As you can see here, 12 bit has got lot more color range than these two, 8 or 10. We can see more details in a pic when we compare it with 10 or 8 bit. So that is the difference in color depths. And Avif does support HDR, which produce much more brighter and better quality images. So coming up to WebP, WebP is also a royalty free image format, but unfortunately it also only supports 8-bit, whereas Avif support 8, 10 and 12 bits of color range, which will accept a broader range of images to be compressed. When we talk about the image quality produced by WebP is much lower than Avif and even JPEG. Avif provides a smaller size compared to WebP. As you know, as I have mentioned that Avif image format is super compressed, so it is much more compressed than WebP format. So when we are comparing the size, let's see how it differs. So .webp file format is 30% less than .jpeg, but at the same time Avif is around 50% less than .jpeg with the same quality image. So we have talked a lot about how it is different and much better than other image formats. So now we're going to see how we can create our first Avif image. So let's see that. Let's make our first Avif image. So we're going to use a website here, which is squoosh.app. Squoosh is an experimental open source development project run by Google Chrome Labs team on GitHub. It says drop or paste. Just click on it. So let's create our first AVIF image format. So the original size was around 28 KB and it says 6 KB. That's less than 50%. So as you can see, it says AVIF file here. Save as. So this is AVIF image format here of that AVIF file. Size is around 6 KB. Amazingly super compressed. So it can compress file that much. So guys, that's how you can convert your old images to AVIF format. But if I click on it from my file manager, it says cannot read this file because the paint is not up to date. So my Windows is not up to date. That's why it says if you are up to date, then paint is supporting now AVIF file formats. So don't worry about that. As I have mentioned a lot of feature about every file format, it's now is in its infancy. It just needs some time to adopt, but it's soon going to be adopted by everyone because of its features. So as we have got our first Avif image, this is our image .avif. So this was the original image .jpg. As you can see, the .avif image is around 6 KB and this .jpg image is around 20 KBs. But you can see there is not so much change. .av file is also so compressed, but it doesn't seem to lose any image quality. That is the benefit we get using a .av file format. It's near original format. While zooming in also, the lines are clear and not that blurry and it's all good. The quality of the image is not lost at all. So compressed, but still the quality is so good. That is the difference it makes. That's why it's soon going to be adopted by everyone. So we can use this AVIF file format, use it in our HTML codes or in our websites also. Let's see how to do that. So this is the basic HTML code. We're going to paste our new image we've got here. So the image source is going to be the first AVIF image we have got. If it doesn't support, alternative text is doesn't support. Simple. So I've copy paste the name of the file. Now I have to just write the format of it .avif. Just save it. Now it's saved. I'm going to run this on Brave browser firstly. Let's see. As you can see, it's working now. So my Brave browser is supporting it. Let's try it in our Firefox 83 version. So as you can see, alternate text is printed. It says it doesn't support. That means it isn't supporting heavy image format. So what you have to do is go to about config, proceed. It says search preference name. You have to search for image dot avif dot enabled. You see it's here. So by default it's set to false. You need to set it to true. Let's try that. As you can see, it's now supporting. So now you know how it works. So in Firefox version 83, it's just not enabled by default. You have to do it manually. So that's all for the video, guys. That was all about the AVIF image format. Now you know that this image format is royalty free image format. It's super compressed. It supports all kind of color depths. This is at its infancy, so it needs some time to adopted by everyone, but it's soon going to be adopted by everyone. Big tech companies like Netflix and Google are already supporting it because it's much more beneficial and easy to use, especially for content creators. It's royalty free. This image format has every feature what user would want from. If you like the video, hit the like button. Do subscribe guys so I can make more videos. Thanks for watching. Get-sudo.